Previously on my channel,
I thought that I would reorganize my sinking funds. This is my budget with me principle that I've been using. We have been through credit card hell and back a couple different times. So I have $1,480 and that's for a home renovation. As you need to make changes, your budget can change with you. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Erin and I do mostly budgeting videos, but I also do others like this bullet journal with me update that you're about to see. And Thursday is the day that we update the trackers. I am going to be switching around the subjects of the videos that I do during the different days of the week. I tried to create a schedule that's a little bit more streamlined, and I'm probably going to do a content planner video with you guys because I did that in January and I wanted to share that with you just in case that there are certain things you may want to tune into and certain things you may want to skip. I'm going to stick to budgeting, planning, maybe go a little bit more heavy with the budgeting side of things, including the what's for dinner videos that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be including the price of meals and things like that just to give it an all-around financial outlook, I guess. A lot of what's in my bullet journal is also related to our financial health, our budgeting journey, and just opening it up in case you haven't seen any of my bullet journal videos before. I started this with a really minimal look and I've continued that minimalism throughout February. So I'm going to share with you what I'm keeping in the month of February and maybe what's falling off. So I just have my calendar on one page. I wish I would have done the future log where you have the calendar on 4 pages. You do 3 columns, 3, and then, you continue it. But I did it like that. And honestly, I don't miss it. I just like the way the future log looks. This is my month at a glance, which is nice. I don't write anything in here, but I do refer back to this when I'm doing my planning. I have my YouTube tracker. I have my clean and tidy tracker, reading, health, my December overview, which I never filled in. This is my $2,382 savings challenge, which I'll be filling in this week. And January budget forecast. So I did fill this out and it'll be interesting to look back and see how close we were, with our estimations. And then we get into February. So I'm just going to show you really quick before we update the trackers what February is shaping up to look like. And I think I'm going to keep it this way. I don't think I'm going to add anything else, but I'll explain a few things to you. First of all, that is a huge mistake. But you know what? It's okay. There was a side to me probably when I first started doing bullet journaling. This is probably like 5-6 years ago, maybe 6 years ago at least. It was shortly after the system came out and just kind of exploded on YouTube. And so many different people were showing their journals and their different takes on it. Some were super artistic and full of doodles, and some really followed the original system to a T. So there was so much variety on there back then. And back then, had I needed to use whiteout or create mistakes like this or screw up somehow, maybe I miscount, I would have literally been tempted to throw the entire book away. I just could not stand looking at the imperfections in this system. And since then, it doesn't bother me at all now. I mean, I think it's kind of funny. I wish I didn't screw up, but when I do, I use whiteout or I just kind of, gloss over it, and I'm much more comfortable with the imperfections. And I think that has a lot to do with my personality when it comes to work and things that I'm creating, things that I'm working on, focusing on, whether it's my day job, my real job, or whether it's doing things like this or, whatever it may be, a craft that I'm doing, a hobby that I'm doing. I like things to be perfect. Otherwise, I'm like, forget it. I'm the same way whenever I have gone on a diet in my life. I think that if I screw up at some point during the day, I'm like, well, the whole day is shot. And then that leads to, well, the week is shot and we'll start next Monday. I've always kind of been like that. And I don't know why I'm such an all or nothing person, but I'm slowly changing and I'm enjoying that change. It's taking a lot of stress off of me as I kind of go through this, I don't know, evolution maybe of not minding the imperfections so much. But getting back to the trackers, I am keeping my YouTube channel tracker here, but I have gotten rid of the Instagram reels or stories. I think I had it down because I just wasn't doing that. And I'm not really doing Instagram very much at all, which is kind of a detriment. I think that it's a good tool to use when you're trying to promote your videos and you're trying to, you know, get some kind of recognition. So maybe that will change in March. I'm not sure, but right now I'm just going to track the filming, the uploading, and if I post on Instagram at all, just a general photo. Here I have my budget-based videos. And I wanted to track how many that are actually focusing on money, spending, budget, savings, things like that, as opposed to the more planning side of things. I noticed that my algorithm on this channel really suffers because I go budget, then planning, then bullet journal, then budget, and it's kind of all over the place. And while that's how I want to do it, and that's how I'm enjoying doing things, it's really interesting to see that when you do a budget video, you get more views, or it's just, I don't know, more recognizable or maybe more searched for, as opposed to doing the other videos. I tend to lose subscribers, or my views go down, and it just kind of yo-yos like that. So I'm just kind of interested in paying attention to the patterns, because I do want to grow my channel. I wouldn't be doing this if my goal wasn't to share the things I like, do the videos I enjoy doing, and growing something from it. I mean, who creates videos on YouTube and doesn't admit they want to grow their channel? Of course, that's just, I think that's just natural. I have my payday dates down here, so that's something nice to track and highlight. And then I have a similar reading layout that I did in January, that I'm still doing in January. This is my 15-minute a day challenge, and then I just have a section for what I'm currently reading, maybe 3 books. I haven't read as much as I wanted to, and even though I'm doing the 15 minutes a day, at first I was doing more, and it just felt very natural, like, oh, I started reading and now I just feel like going on. But lately, at least over the past week, I found myself, kind of forcing myself to do that and no more. And then I have a to be read list, which I think is necessary, because if I'm going to continue with the challenge this year, I do have to have books in the hopper, which I do have a couple. Here is my health tracker. And again, this is pretty minimal, but it's a little bit more colorful than January was. I added, just some borders or drop shadows with some color to it. So the things that I track are flossing, skincare, face mask, B12, D3 fiber, multivitamin, emergency probiotic Flonase. I do take a blood pressure pill that's really minimal, Claritin, hydration pack, drinking my water, 2 times a day brushing, washing hair, 8 hours of sleep, inhaler, stretch, deep condition my hair, and Prevacid for acid reflux. The reason why I'm tracking how often I wash my hair is because I'm trying to reduce that. And I'm trying to not do that every day because my hair is very thin and very fine, and I don't want to damage it further by constantly washing it, which I used to be a daily washer. So I'm trying to track that, continue to track that. I also put my inhaler here just because I do have asthma, and I would love to look back as an archive and see, what months were good, what medications I was taking, maybe what was working for me, and if there's at any point that needed a little bit of help as far as that goes. Let's see. This is my cleaning tracker. This is another thing that I've carried over from January, and I just track things like, doing laundry, floors, bathroom 1 and 2, cleaning kitchen, running the dishwasher, dusting the office space that I work in, here at home for my YouTube videos, and the bedrooms. And then here I have something new, and this is my February purge, and this is going to continue. I'll show you with an entire yearly tracker. So this is just for February, and I want to check off the boxes as I purge these individual items. So I'm going to be concentrating on the following categories, including sweaters, pants and jeans, tops and shirts, purses, wallets, scarves, and then I want to track how many items I've donated in those individual categories during the month of February. And believe me, I have so many, and the reason why I do is because I have a hard time letting go of clothes, especially if they don't fit me, which is kind of, it sounds kind of funny. I have an easier time of letting go of something that currently fits me that I'm just not wearing than of something that holds some kind of sentimental or monetary value. You know, if I spend a lot of money on a certain sweater, for instance, but it's too small for me now, I still don't want to let it go because I know I'm going to get into it and whatever, you know, that's just how my brain works. And I just struggle with that a little bit, and I want to let go of all these things because I think just having all these extra clothes in like every size imaginable is really not good for me mentally. I don't want to see that anymore. I don't want to work around it. I don't want to keep transferring them from a hanger to a dresser to a bin. It's just too much. So I really need to concentrate on the purging. I also have my January budget recap, and I've already put in the expenses for January, our fixed expenses, which just include like our household and monthly bills. I didn't plug in really anything else here, but I do also have a February budget forecast. This is also something that I do in my budget notebook, but I like tracking it here too, just in case there's somebody who's watching this channel or this particular video just for the bullet journaling aspect of things and maybe want to incorporate some budgeting in their journals as well, because I think this is a really good place to do that. Here, I got some inspiration from my friend Dee. Her channel is called Debt Free Dee, and recently she did a closet clean out, and I just loved that video from start to finish. And I noticed that she had a grid where she was coloring in the amount of items that she got rid of too. I actually made this schematic before I saw that video, but after I saw hers, I was like, man, that just looks so motivational, and I had to borrow it from her. So I want to give her full credit for this, and I will link her video down below for her closet clean out. But to see all these little tiny blocks colored in, like, you know, one of these little blocks could represent a t-shirt or a pair of jeans or a scarf or a hat, and to see all that as you get rid of it, you know, and color this in, I can't imagine what this would feel like all colored in. It would feel so freeing. And I'm also including accessories, you know, miscellaneous costume jewelry or household items. You know, if I give away some pots and pans that we no longer use, or, you know, whatever the case may be. I just want to include all of that here. We also have some dog clothing that I'm going to end up donating to our local animal shelter, and I'm not sure if that's the best place or if just regular Goodwill is, but we have some sweaters for our dogs that they just will not wear, that a couple of them don't fit them. They were from when they were smaller dogs, and I don't want to waste them because I just know they can be reused. They're in such great condition. So I'll even put stuff like that and call it household. But yeah, I'm really, really excited about this. So this is a new addition, very recent. And that is it for February. I don't want to make this too much of a journal and too much of a task to update it all the time, because I am trying to update this every single week. So I'm just going to keep things the way they are, and I also am hoping that I can get all 12 months of 2022 in this notebook. So, you know, keeping things down to a minimum, all these different trackers, I think will help me squeeze all 12 months into here. And I don't know, I don't, that's a tall order. This has 200 pages. Yeah, 200 pages. So we'll see how that works out. I recently put my Tombow dupes in this old makeup bag that I've had forever from Target. So I'm just going to get out some colors that are similar to what I've been using. And you guys know the drill. I have screwed up these colors so many times, and it's actually comical to me now. So I'm going to color in my YouTube filming first. And I just made a little tiny dot because I have to track this on Post-it notes during the week. Otherwise, I won't remember. I'll be like, I don't know if I missed a vitamin here or there. And I use the Post-it as a cheat sheet so I can do this video with you. Now, if I were not saving this if I weren't saving these trackers to update with you guys on film every single week, I would update these daily on my own. But I like doing this on camera with you, and hopefully you guys enjoy that too. So my YouTube upload is every single day, and I'm still going strong, still not missing anything. I'm just so incredibly happy about that. You have no idea. Let's see. So we're working on January 20th through the 26th. So I can color in all of these. All right. And then I missed this week. I have to color in here for my filming. And my filming is not occurring every single day anymore. There's a couple days a week where I can pre-record 1 or 2 videos, and that way I don't have to worry about coming home from work and every single day making time to film. But I'm still doing it quite a few times a week. So, but it's okay. Like I said, I'm definitely enjoying it. So no complaints here. Let's go on to the clean and tidy tracker. So I need some kind of teal. This is funny. This colors here, and I did a pen test in the back. Let me show you. I'm going to show you the difference. These colors are so deceiving. So I think I want to stick with my Tombows because I think the quality is better. And no, that's not the one. Okay. I think the quality is better, and I don't mess up as much with all these different shades. So I'm going to track our laundry, and recently I have been using a system that's been working pretty well for us, and that is doing laundry on Friday nights and Sundays. So Friday I try to do all my clothing from the work week, and that way I have it ready to go for the weekend and pick some things out to wear. And then on Sunday we do our linens, and that includes changing the bed sheets and also bath towels. We do throw rugs, we do kitchen towels. It's just anything that falls in that category. Okay, so now we're on to bathroom 1 and 2, and I started doing these on the same days because why not? If you're doing one, I just think it makes sense to do them both. Now, I'm not deep cleaning any of these rooms all the time. Sometimes I'll do, take my time and do a little bit more, but sometimes it's just like floors. In the bathrooms, I'll do the toilets, the sinks, countertops, things like that. But I'm not always cleaning the tub. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not always down there cleaning the bathtub. And my husband usually does that. He's pretty good about that. Let's see. Now I need a dark red for the kitchen. Now the kitchen we kind of wiped down, and see that doesn't even make sense. I mean, what the heck is that? That doesn't even look close. This looks straight up brown. It is straight up brown. We'll clean up the kitchen after dinner, during the week, but we're not deep cleaning the kitchen. So there is a difference in the methods to our cleaning. So I'm just coloring in the nights that we ran the dishwasher, and we don't do that very often. There's only 2 of us here, and I like to wait until the dishwasher is completely full before running it. It's just, I don't know. It's just how I like to do it because I don't like to waste the water or anything like that. Now I'm dusting, and when I dust, I always run the sweeper or vacuum. Depends on what part of the world you guys are from, if you say sweeper or bathroom. And I think this is the wrong color, but that's okay. Office space. I did end up paying some good attention to that. So I got that cleaned up pretty nicely. And then 15 minutes of tidying. I'm excited. I get to continue to color this in, and that is very satisfying. So I'll pick up, I don't know, just random things, or just put things away, you know, in their better place. Most of the time that occurs in the bathroom, because when I get ready in the morning, I have all this stuff out, or I have makeup out, or stuff for my hair, and sometimes I don't always put it away. So it's important that I tidy to keep up with that. All right, so reading, 15 minutes of reading every single day, every day. And like I said, I was in the beginning making a practice of reading more than 15 minutes, but lately it's just been kind of a struggle. Now, if I'm at work, I'll read on my breaks. It just works out really well like that. But if I'm at home and I know I have to carve out that time, lately it's just been a struggle. I just don't feel like it. And I don't know why. I don't know why. It's hard to say. Sometimes I go in stages. Sometimes I'm really into watching YouTube videos. Sometimes I'm really into watching Netflix. Sometimes I'm really into watching regular cable. I don't know. I switch things up all the time, and it just is really dependent on my mood. So for flossing, I floss every day. I'm really trying to keep up with that and be good about that, because it staves off cavities. And I missed my cleanings during the height of the pandemic. So I'm trying to make up for that and just be really mindful. Skincare, that just includes taking off my makeup, washing my face really well with a good cleanser, and also putting on some kind of moisturizer at night. And I did miss the 22nd. I just went to bed. Makeup on, dirty face. What was I thinking? I haven't done any face masks whatsoever. My B12 has been every day. I do take a prescription B12 vitamin. The last time I had it checked, it was really low. And actually, my doctor checked it because I was having such severe abdominal pain. And it was that. I guess that's one thing they check for you, is your B12 levels, or your B levels. So I've been taking that, and I don't know if it did anything for my abdominal pain, but I'm sure that it helps me. I take a lot of supplements now, and actually I just had a conversation recently with one of my brothers, and he recommended some additional things to add to the schedule, some things that just are immune boosting, you know, just things that are all around good for you. I'm not always the best eater, to be honest. I don't always eat the most healthfully, which is, that's sad, you know, because I don't really have an excuse why I don't. But I think that supplements do help. Even if you do eat healthy, I think that supplements still help you, or they can help you. They can be a good tool. All right, so we colored in my D3, fiber, and now multivitamin I colored in, emergency I colored in. Now I'm on my blood pressure pill, which I do take every day, and I'm probably coming off of that. In fact, I saw the heart doctor about a month ago, and he was like, you can stop taking that now. I got put on it because I was on Brio for asthma. My asthma was really uncontrolled over a year ago, and I just was really struggling with that. And then I got pericarditis from what they said was COVID last year, and I ended up on blood pressure medication and staying on it, even though I discontinued taking the Brio because I just had so many issues and everything. I stayed on the blood pressure medicine, and I'm down to 2.5 milligrams, which is the lowest that lisinopril comes in. But honestly, even though he's an excellent heart doctor and I do trust him fully, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just keep taking it for a little bit, see how I feel. I don't know. I don't know why I'm like that. So I just, because of the things that I've gone through, I think I'm more hesitant, you know, to let go. they become maybe a little bit of a crutch, which isn't a good thing. But yeah, I'm always paranoid, you know? It's not a good way to be. And I told you guys, my channel really suffered after a while because I was dealing with a lot of anxiety. And when you deal with anxiety, it easily turns into dealing with depression. And that's what happened with me. And so I'm just trying slowly to get back into a sense of normalcy with things, not worry so much, not fret so much, you know, and it's easier said than done sometimes, I think, but I'm working on it. I definitely am working on it. Down to a sleep aid. When I say that, I don't have anything prescription related. This is so brown and I keep reaching for it. This looks red to me. I'm sorry, that looks red. And that is very brown. But I don't have a prescription sleep aid or anything. Like I'll take ZQuil or sometimes like, oh, I don't know. Stuff like that. Like stuff that is just over the counter. All right. So that is my health tracker. December overview. My challenge I'm going to fill in later this week. January forecast. It's funny, I did that. In fact, I think I put this here as an afterthought, which is why it's at the end of my January month in my bullet journal. But here in February, did I do the same thing? I did my recap a little bit in the middle here, and then I did my forecast right after that. February forecast. I really should have started with those, and I'm not sure why I didn't, except I probably wasn't thinking ahead enough. But I'm gonna leave this as a yearly, and I have, what else is yearly? My savings challenge is a yearly. So I'm probably gonna put some kind of like washi tape or something to mark the pages that I'm gonna be updating throughout the course of the year. Just so I keep those straight and don't lose track of them. But what I decided to do with my savings challenge, in case you guys are wondering, and you're probably not wondering because I haven't really talked about it since I told you I was doing it, I decided to go ahead and do the reverse savings that somebody had suggested. With this particular one, you end up with $2,382 at the end of the year, but you save $1 in January every day, $2 every day in February, so on and so forth. But somebody, a couple of you, I think, had the suggestion, why don't you start out with $12 and work your way down? And I thought that sounded like a really great idea, because the closer you get to Christmas, maybe you don't want to spend that much money on a savings challenge in the month of December, November. So I thought that was really good advice, and I think I'm going to end up doing that. So I don't know if I will redo this or if I will just make a mental note or just a side notation that I'm doing it in reverse, but that's what I've decided. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't already subscribed, I would love if you stuck around and did so. I have lots of different videos and content to come. And if you have any questions or suggestions for other types of videos, please leave them in the comments. And as always, I hope I see you guys in my next video. Take care.